New Year and welcome to our YouTube channel, Mom's the Word. I'm Eva Danielle and my co-host Gabe is currently asleep, but we are going to be meeting up with him in just a few moments. But I just wanted to, come to you guys with an update to our normal hair wash day routine. Now, right now we are smack dab in the middle of winter, and here in the ATLs, I'm sure in many other parts of the United States, there have been colder than average temperatures. And unfortunately, with those colder than average temperatures also comes a lot of dry, cold air that tends to wreak havoc on all types of hair, but specifically on hair that is super curly, such as Gabe's. So unfortunately, he's been experiencing a lot of dryness. And so what I want to try to do is to figure out ways to impart moisture back into his hair, so that way when the summertime hits, his curls are healthy as ever, bouncing and going, and we don't have to worry about breakage and all that other nasty stuff we don't want to think about. So anyway, I was doing a little bit of browsing on the internet, and I heard a lot of people talk about doing pre-poos or pre-shampoos in addition to their normal wash day routines. So I saw someone that recommended doing their own pre-poo or pre-shampoo, basically by utilizing coconut oil as well as shea butter. And so I figured that's something that we would try as well. So just wanted to bring you guys on the journey of us utilizing this pre-poo in addition to our normal wash day routine, and we'll see if it makes any difference in adding moisture back into Gabe's dry hair. So I've been trying to do twist outs and utilizing other hair products that we normally use, but I feel like I need to be a little bit more aggressive in making sure that I put moisture back into his hair. And so I figured, what better way than to share the results than to bring you guys, our wonderful YouTube family, along for the ride. So stay tuned as we cover our updated hair wash routine utilizing this homemade pre-poo. Doesn't that sound kind of crazy? Anyway, this homemade pre-poo or pre-shampoo in addition to our normal wash day routine. So I'll come back in a few moments to show you how I'm actually going to mix it up and then put it on his hair. So you guys make sure you stay tuned. As always, we thank you for liking, watching, subscribing, and telling a friend. And be sure to keep watching so you can see the update that we have to our normal wash day routine. So see you in a few minutes. Bye-bye. So I just want to take a moment to show you guys the protective hairstyle that Gabe's hair was in from the previous wash week. And these are just basic 2-strand twists that I made sure that I kept moisturized daily, and at night he wore his satin bonnet to keep the moisture in his hair. So here are the items we're going to use in order to make our pre-poo. I've got a saucepan with a little bit of water, a glass dish in order to put our raw shea butter, as well as our all-natural coconut oil in. I did purchase the raw shea butter from Amazon.com. I got the coconut oil from my local grocer, and then I just had a wooden spoon in my drawer. So this is what I'm going to use to make the pre-poo. So I just wanted to show you guys here, this is what raw shea butter looks like in its raw form. It is not a liquid. It won't turn into liquid until I put it in the saucepan to heat it. But coming out of the bag, I always make sure I store it in a cool, dry place because I don't want to melt it. But this is what it looks like right out of the bag. Here's what the coconut oil looks like. So again, it's not melted yet, but this is what it looks like when it's cooled down. And so I'm going to melt the two in the saucepan. So here I've dipped out about 3 teaspoonfuls of both the raw shea butter and the coconut oil, and I put them in my glass dish, and I'm going to put this dish in the saucer full of water in order to melt the two together. And right here I've just put a little bit of water in the saucepan. I turned it on medium, and I'm going to put my glass dish inside of here, and this is what I'm going to use to actually melt the two together in order to form the liquid that I'm going to put onto Gabe's hair. So I've got the two inside the glass dish, inside the saucepan, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat it up, and I'm going to allow this to melt into one liquid, and I'm going to use this liquid to put onto Gabe's hair. So all in all, it's probably going to take about 5 minutes, and I'm just going to stir it gently. And as you can see here, this is what it looks like, all melted, save for a few pieces. But I'm just going to stir them up, and this is what we're going to use as our pre-poo. So after the pre-poo cooled for about 5 minutes, I was then able to utilize Gabe's Sleeping Beauty status and apply the mixture throughout his hair from root to tip. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to completely saturate his hair, and I'm also going to utilize my fingers in order to get out any tangles resulting from taking out his twist out. So that's the mixture. I'm going to put it on his hair, and then I'm going to let it sit under his satin bonnet for as long as he's sleeping. So this was about 45 minutes after I applied the Pre-Poo to his hair, and I saturated his hair from root to tip, detangled with my fingers, and then I put his satin cap on. And so now we're going to wash it out following our normal wash day routine. This is what the hair looked like following the initial rinse using lukewarm water in the bathtub. So here, going right into his normal wash day routine, I used his Mixed Chicks shampoo. I used about a quarter size amount, and I worked up a good lather in his hair. And as you can see here, his hair actually looks extremely moisturized just from the initial lather. So because he's a kiddo and he doesn't normally have a lot of product buildup, I only lathered his hair once, and this is what it looked like, all rinsed out, again using lukewarm water. And so I was very pleased with the results. His curls were defined as well as very moisturized. So once again, because moisture retention and healthy hair is the name of the game, I wanted to follow up with his normal wash day routine, leave-in conditioner, and I utilized Mixed Chicks leave-in conditioner. So it's going to act as a leave-in conditioner, and I'm going to use it as a detangler as well. And when I tell you guys, like, the slippage was unreal. I detangled his hair in half the time. No tangling, no pulling, no tears. He didn't even know that I was detangling his hair. So that is such a win-win for me. And I don't know if it was just the combination of all the oils, doing the hot oil treatment, and then utilizing the normal leave-in conditioner, but I'm very pleased with the results. So here's what we look like, all detangled and diffused. So his hair is completely dry here in this photo, and I didn't want to bore you guys with the rest of the details. And if you want to know his normal wash day routine, I'll be sure to link a wash day routine video in the comments. Hi everyone, and we're back. You want to say hello to the people?
Hello!
All right, so I just wanted to come back to you guys. Obviously this is not the same day. This is the next day following our pre-poo or pre-shampoo usage, as well as our normal wash day routine. Yes, you're playing a game. Very good. So I just wanted to come back and I guess give you a few quick takeaways or tips or tricks that I learned along the way, and to also show you guys basically the finished result. So first tip number one, as I stated, I kind of lucked out because he was asleep while I was putting the melted shea butter as well as coconut oil on his hair. And so this actually comes in handy because it can get very messy. So the next thing you want to make sure you do is that in addition to making sure that you are applying this somewhere that's not going to I guess upset you if it makes a mess, is that you want to make sure that the oil has cooled down just enough to put on the hair. Now once it cools down too much, then it will start to harden back in its original form. But you don't want to make sure that you put, you know, piping hot oil on your child's hair or your hair for that matter. So you want to make sure the oil has cooled down before you actually apply it to the hair. Like I said, what I did was I put the bonnet on. You can use a plastic, can you not? You can utilize a plastic cap, but it was just easier for me to put the satin bonnet on his head because that's what he normally uses, and I think it kind of gave the same effect of basically keeping the oil warm in order to, I guess, penetrate the hair shaft in order to give him the hot oil treatment that he so desperately needed because of the way the cold air had been treating his hair. So one of the things I like to know is that during the wash, it washed out fairly easily. I didn't have to scrub his hair. I normally don't have to scrub his hair, but I didn't have to do it this time. And I think that is in part too because the oils were very lightweight. And so it wasn't a situation where his hair was just super greasy and I had to scrub it. So it actually, you know, I shampooed it once just like I normally do and was able to rinse it out quite easily. And so that was also a plus. This is the next day hair. And so basically I diffused it last night and then put the satin butter on it, and then we woke up this morning. What I did was I refreshed it, and this was kind of in the way, but let me show this to the people. I refreshed it using this morning after redefining foam by Mixed Chicks, and of course I'll make sure I put the link in the description box. And so I use this in addition to our normal daily Hairdress conditioning cream, and this is also by Mixed Chicks. So I just put a little bit in my hand, and it kind of helps to, I guess, revitalize the hair when you have next day curls. But I will tell you, before I even put that on, his hair was already still very moisturized. And one of the other things I like that I think the Pre-Poo mixture helped to do was to kind of add some fullness and thickness to his hair. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that I know the science behind it, but I have known that before when I had used like various hot oil treatments on my hair seemed to be a lot more thicker. So I don't know if it helped to, I guess, fortify or strengthen the hair or make the hair shaft kind of, you know, swell up. I don't know. If y'all are some hair experts, y'all tell me. But I did notice that his hair seemed a lot more full and most definitely a lot more moisturized after utilizing this Pre-Poo treatment. So I would say overall, this is something that we will definitely put into our hair care arsenal. I don't know that I'm going to do it every week during our hair wash routine, but I would most certainly do it at least every other week, if not once a month, especially during these cold winter months, to make sure that we keep...
I'm trying to get this thing off.
Okay, well, give me 1 second and we'll get it off. Especially to keep his hair moisturized, you know, against the frigid weather, as well as when we're, you know, going outside and utilizing the hats. So anyway, just thought I'd like to share with you guys what we were doing, how it turned out. And if you guys have any questions, please be sure to put it in the comments below, and I'll make sure that I try to answer each and every one of them.
What did you say?
So we're going to tell the people that we're done now. So again, we always thank you guys for liking, watching, and subscribing. And be sure to tell a friend and let us know if there's anything that you want us to review next. So anyway, until the next video, we'll see you next time. So tell the people, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.